Today's first news is that after weeks of intense discussions, FC Barcelona and Puma are close to signing a historic agreement in principle that would pay the Catalans approximately $216 million, €200 million, a season, according to Sport. Should the agreement proceed, it has the potential to become the most profitable kit sponsor agreement in sport. The Blaugrana will be funded at least $124.5 million, €115 million, year, but if certain conditions are met, that amount might increase to $216 million. One significant obstacle, though, is that Barca's current contract with Nike prevents any agreement reached between Puma and the La Liga champions from progressing further. Since 1998, Nike has provided Barca with uniforms and shirts. According to Sport, the Oregon-based sportswear juggernaut pays the Catalans a minimum of $114.75 million, €105 million, every term, with the possibility of reaching $169 million, €155 million, depending on certain factors. According to the same source, Puma will not sign a single document until Barca and Nike's link is severed, although it is prepared to provide a bonus if the club is able to sever ties with the American business. If Barca leaves in the upcoming months, Nike estimates that it would lose $378 million, €350 million, and it has no intention of suffering such a setback without receiving recompense. Barca is attempting to settle a number of concerns with Nike concurrently with its negotiations with Puma. Puma has promised to work towards helping Barca succeed in the global as well as European e-commerce industry. The news from Sport comes after the company said that Barca and Puma were on the verge of signing a contract for more than $820 million, an amount that would surpass the amount the German company pays Manchester City. Puma agreed in 2019 to pay the Premier League holders, who are supported by Abu Dhabi, $824 million, £650 million, over 10 years, or little more than $82 million annually. According to Footy Headlines, Manchester United and Adidas are thought to have the highest-paying kit sponsorship agreement at the moment. The crosstown rivals of City pay the Red Devils $114 million a season as part of their $1.14 billion, £900 million, contract. Second news is that according to the El Larguero show on Cadena SR, FC Barcelona has chosen the coach it wants to take over for manager Xavi Hernandez, who is under a lot of pressure. President Joan Laporta alluded to it last month, and reporter Manu Carreno of the radio station clarified that Xavi will be fired at the conclusion of the season if the Blaugranas don't win any trophies. Laporta was reminded of a 2021 statement when he stated that there will be consequences for losing during an interview with the news agency EFE. "There are always consequences for losing," stated Laporta. "If we don't win trophies this season, we'll have to make decisions, the ones the club needs most, depending on what has been done. The thing is, we're alive in all the competitions," he continued. "We aspire to win all the competitions, all the ones we are participating in. Now we have the Super Cup and we will start the Copa del Rey against Barbastro." But in the roughly 5 weeks after those statements were made, Barca's circumstances have significantly changed. They were humiliated 4-1 by fierce rivals Real Madrid in the Super Cup final, and on Wednesday, Athletic Bilbao defeated them 4-2 in overtime to eliminate them from the Copa quarterfinals. Additionally, Xavi had already expressed some agreement with Laporta by stating that he would leave the team if the goals of winning a major title weren't achieved. This looks plausible today since La Liga is behind by 8 points and winning the Champions League seems unlikely. However, Xavi modified this message in San Mamés, saying that his resignation would occur if his team lost its competitiveness. However, according to Cadena SR, Laporta will fire his strategist because they haven't delivered any silverware, and a successor is already in the works. This is none other than Thiago Motta, a midfielder who was previously with Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain and has a job quite well for Bologna. Laporta is reportedly very much to the liking of the Brazilian, who he sees as Xavi's replacement. Now, it will be interesting to see how Barca closes off the season and whether Xavi is given a chance after nearly 3 years in charge.